Hello, and welcome back to another creepy haunting of Forgotten Hollow, where we recreate real haunted houses in The Sims 4. Trigger warning: domestic violence, abuse, systemic racism. The LaLaurie Mansion is one of the most popular stops on New Orleans ghost tours. People claim that the LaLaurie Mansion is cursed due to its horrifying history. One woman, known as Mad Madame Delphine LaLaurie, is responsible for much of the building's reputation. New Orleans is a city famous for its ghosts and a breeding ground for the paranormal, even to the extent that real estate put on the market in New Orleans must be listed as haunted or not haunted. One of the French Quarter's prime pieces of haunted property sits at 1140 Royal Street, known as the LaLaurie Mansion. The wretched past and tortured souls trapped within the LaLaurie Mansion are what makes the property so fascinating and so haunted. Delphine LaLaurie was born into vast wealth and political power in 1787. Her horrific legend starts after meeting her third husband, Leonard Louis Nicolas LaLaurie, a French expat and doctor. The couple moved into the Royal Street Mansion in 1831, where they were known for throwing lavish social functions for their well-to-do friends. Soon, rumors began to spread about LaLaurie in the social circuit. Neighbors and house visitors suspected that the slaves of the LaLaurie Mansion were being mistreated. These rumors peaked in 1833, when a neighbor witnessed Madame LaLaurie chasing a young slave girl named Leah with a whip. Terrified and wanting to escape the cruel punishment, Leah jumped from an upper story of the house to her death in the courtyard. In an attempt to cover up the girl's death, LaLaurie buried the body in the yard of the property. This death shouldn't have happened. Leah, a 12-year-old slave, was busy preparing LaLaurie for an extravagant party. She was brushing the older woman's hair when she accidentally caught a tangle in her hair. This happens to everyone, right? Well, apparently it shouldn't have happened to the madame of the house. LaLaurie grabbed Leah, who was now frightened of the woman standing before her. The young slave fled from the room, climbed to the roof of the mansion, but she, unfortunately, lost her balance and fell to her death. Was a tangled strand of hair worth losing her life? This abuse was reported, and an investigation into the household ensued. LaLaurie was charged with cruelty, and as a result lost many of her slaves. In an unfortunate loophole, the same slaves were quickly reacquired by LaLaurie, being purchased for her by family members. It wasn't until 1834 that the LaLaurie mistreatment of slaves resurfaced into the spotlight of the New Orleans public. On the 10th of April, a 70-year-old woman chained to a stove decided to take her fate into her own hands. She purposely started a fire out of fear that she would be taken to the top floor of the building, from where no one ever returned. The fire raged to engulf much of the house, and in turn expose the torturous conditions slaves were kept in. Skeletons in the attic, not closet. LaLaurie lived a double life that her neighbors didn't know about. When the mansion caught on fire, rumors claim firefighters vomited from an unusual stench in the attic. They discovered several decayed dead bodies. That would explain the horrific smell, but that wasn't all that they found. There was also evidence of multiple human experiments, including a woman who resembled a caterpillar because LaLaurie had amputated her extremities and attached them to other parts of her helpless body. Another woman resembled a crab because her limbs had been mutilated and added to other parts of her body. This would have been a horrific scene to witness, and the firefighters must have had the same question historians still have today. What was the point of the human experiments? What was LaLaurie trying to accomplish? Onlooking spectators became both disgusted and enraged at the horrors revealed within the house. Records tell of a large crowd had gathered outside of the fire-ruined house, awaiting Delphine LaLaurie's justice. The angry crowd then stormed the property, destroying and stealing anything within. After sitting in decay and despair for the next few years, renovations were finally undertaken to restore the home. Disturbingly, human skeletal remains were uncovered by workers, both in the yard and under floorboards in the home, believed to be former slaves of Madame LaLaurie. You would think LaLaurie would have been punished for her cruel acts, but that's not what happened. Due to her wealth and the close connection to society, LaLaurie didn't receive any deprivation for her vicious acts, except paying a small fine. LaLaurie, along with her husband, paid the state of Louisiana only $300 for their acts of brutality and disgust towards their slaves. That wasn't nearly enough for the years of torment suffered inside the mansion. Afterward, she rightfully lost the ownership of her slaves. She was then exiled to Paris, France, where she lived until her death on December 7th, 1849. The gruesome history and story of the LaLaurie Mansion lives on in modern-day culture. The story is reinforced to the many tourists passing through New Orleans, as the home is a favorite stop on ghost tours. The story has also been adapted for television, famously portrayed within American Horror Story Coven, ensuring the evil past of the home is kept in the minds of future generations. The ghosts of the LaLaurie Mansion. Knowing the past this building has seen, it's not hard to imagine what kind of spooks still reside within its walls. The mansion has been the subject of numerous ghost stories since LaLaurie fled. Even whilst the building lay vacant, following its destruction from the fire, paranormal activity was experienced. Passers-by would comment on the wails and agonized screams coming from within the dark building's empty interior. There were even reports of spectral beings appearing and disappearing on the iron-lined balconies. Years passed, and renovations allowed visitors and new residents back into the home. Not all were welcomed, and most didn't stay long. Terrifying encounters with agitated spirits have been numerous. These include being attacked by a naked man bound in chains, encountering a spirit wrapped in heavy layers of cloth, and waking to find a dark figure of a woman standing over a baby's crib. On top of this, phantom footsteps, cries, moans, and screams have been frequently reported, as well as the invisible presence of a being that leads to feelings of unease. The mansion has served other purposes during its life. each with their own ghostly stories to tell. At one point, the building was host to a girls-only primary school. At first, it had been one of the few mixed schools in the city of New Orleans. But politics during the Reconstruction era were convoluted, and surely enough, soon after, the school at 1140 Royal Street was converted into strictly an all-girls African-American primary school. Within a short period of time, reports of physical assaults came to light. We know that young girls would approach their teachers, tears streaking down their faces, with their sleeves rolled up. The exposed flesh of their forearms were scratched and bruised. "Who did this to you?" the teachers would demand. The answer was always one and the same: "That woman." But these girls were young enough to be probably not aware of Madame Delphine and the devastating tragedy some decades earlier. Moreover, it was unlikely that the teachers themselves would tell 6, 7, or 8-year-olds about the starvation and immoral torture of slaves some decades before. One must wonder if the young girls were playing pranks on each other, or if their claims that some phantom woman had scarred them were true. No memoirs exist from this period, just a scattering of accounts here and there. A dark entity within. More death was to occur within the LaLaurie Mansion, adding weight to the suspicions of something evil within the house. In 1894, a man living in one of the home's converted apartments was murdered. Investigators found his belongings ransacked, as if someone had gone through them. The police assumed that he was a victim of a robbery, even though nothing of value was found missing. An interesting account regarding this murder deals with the police interviewing neighbors about his disappearance. One of his friends claimed that he was having problems with sprites in his house. His friend wrote it off as his imagination running wild with him. But he did say something interesting. He claimed that his friend told him that there was a demon in that house who wasn't going to rest until he had met his end, which the man did in this house. The house also had a brief stint as a furniture store. The business didn't last long after their stock was apparently damaged by what can only be explained as from unknown forces. One of the Ghost City tour guides was lucky enough to experience something at the haunted house on Royal Street. Lucky, of course, is a term used loosely here. On one occasion, the guide was giving a ghost tour. They were outside the LaLaurie Mansion, standing just directly across from the front door. To their right, another group was discussing the tragedies of the LaLauries some 50 feet away. But there, under the quiet moonlight, the story of 1834 was slowly unveiled. All of a sudden, the guide felt a tug on her messenger bag, draped over her shoulder. She stopped amid her story and twisted to look over her shoulder, convinced that she might find a pickpocket or someone intent on stealing her things. No one was there, however, so she turned back around and got back into character. No less than 10 seconds later, she felt that tug again. Harder this time, a sharp yank. Once again, she whipped around, but no one was there. This time, she told her tour what had happened, and their faces, she said, were priceless. 2 weeks later, at the corner of Governor Nichols and Royal Street, the guide was out on the streets again, bringing another tour around. The LaLaurie Mansion, of course, was the main hit. She had positioned her group under a set of street lamps, which had been burnt out for weeks. She launched into the story, but the minute she said the name Leia, the young slave girl, the lamps flickered on. Everyone in the room paused. Everyone in the group paused, a few yelping in delight. The guide went on with the show. When she said the name Leia again, those same lamps blew out. The light was gone. Was the ghost of Leia still there? Still waiting to be spoken about? Was the playing with the lights just a method in exposing her presence to the living? Fun fact: Nicolas Cage indeed owned this house for a short period of time, from 2007 to 2009, but had to sell it due to the recession. He never reported experiencing any paranormal activity during his time living in this home, though. So, would you want to visit the LaLaurie Mansion? Unfortunately, the home is a private residence and not open to the public in any way. Though that's no deterrent to the many hordes of people surrounding the mansion's footpaths at any time of the day or night, hoping to catch a glimpse of something spooky. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the story of the LaLaurie Mansion. I think it's quite horrifying in many ways and very sad. So, but the house is a beautiful place. So that's why I decided to do this build, was because I love the style, the New Orleans Victorian style, and that it was a different shape than many of the other houses I've done so far. So it was a good, unique, final house to do, I feel, for our last in the series of the creepy hauntings of Forgotten Hollow. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to build. This was during election week here in America, so I kind of needed a good distraction, even though I had like the news and all these websites up 24/7 tracking everything. But thankfully, I think it gave me a good enough distraction from like being annoyed by everything and just kind of let me kind of stress build, I guess I called it. I don't know. It made me happy to create this house. I really, really like the style, and I'm really happy with how it turned out in the very end. Took me about 5 hours of recording time. Not in between the time I like pause to look up items. Like I'll end up pausing the OBS recording to search for certain things if I can't think of what I want to use. But pretty much, yeah, it took me all week. I might take a break from doing these types of videos in November. Maybe I'll bring them back for December. Maybe I could do like creepy Christmas stories or something. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'll have to check. I'm kind of curious now, you know? Ooh, okay. We will see what I can do. But give me a break this month. I have a lot of games I want to play. We have Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out on the 10th. I will be streaming it here on this channel. So if you want to watch and experience this awesome Assassin's Creed game with me, I would appreciate you coming by. But of course, you don't have to. You can watch the VOD later, which is what's so great about YouTube too. And then on the 13th, we have a Sims-related expansion coming out, Snowy Escape, which actually I've done a couple reaction and talking about Snowy Escape, but I don't have access to it early or anything. So on the 13th, I will be streaming it and then working on some videos once I know how the game works. I have some ideas. I want to do some builds. I want to do some create a sim, and I want to do some gameplay. So maybe I'll do like a rags to riches in Snowy Escape or something like that. We will see. I know I still need to continue my current rags to riches, so we'll see if I can do that maybe this weekend. I'm hoping to stream on Saturday some Sims. I was going to stream tonight, but this build obviously and the research of all the stories and everything takes forever, and now the voiceover. So this is a very time-consuming video, so if you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment, let me know what you liked about it. And let me know your thoughts about this story. Have you heard of this story before? I think I've heard of it, but like I didn't know the gruesome details. Like it was familiar when I was reading up about it, but I was like, holy crap, this is pretty messed up. But right now the house got renovated in 2010 by the current owners who bought it after Nicolas Cage. And they renovated it in this kind of dark New Orleans modern kind of style. I tried to stick to a lot of the Victorian style that I could, but you know, Sims just, the more of these types of houses I do, the more I realize it's kind of lacking. Like I need more paintings, more pieces of art in that style for sure. Because like there's a lot of modern stuff, but like the old school decorations, there's only like a few golden pictures, you know, like pictures with golden frames, and I can only reuse them so many times before I get like super tired of them, you know. I was really happy about this movie room I ended up making. I don't know why it's not in the build. Well, the issue with this build, I will say, is there's not many interior pictures. The only interior pictures I could find were maybe a couple really old pictures, and then some pictures of a couple bedrooms and like a living room. And these were done after the renovation by the current owners. So I couldn't find pictures like anywhere of the interior other than like the ones that were published on these like articles and stuff. So I did what I could to match some of the rooms, like the bottom floor has some rooms that are more matched to pictures, but the top two floors are kind of just whatever. I think the purple bedroom is actually in the build now, or in the official, like the real house. They renovated and made it like a purple and black room. So I did a purple and black bedroom for that reason. And then the other ones, I just kind of made it all up. You know, you just got to do it. You just got to make up what you're doing and just make it work. So I did. Even added a toddler room, which I normally don't do kids stuff in Sims really, but I was like, well, I have an extra room, not sure what to put in it. I didn't want to do another bathroom. There's 6 bathrooms in this build, okay? Like, I feel like I took way too many bathrooms, but you know, I had to fill the space. It's a mansion. It's 3 stories. I don't know. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job considering, and I'm proud to say that I've completed my series of these haunted builds. Like I can check that off as like a big accomplishment in my content creation. Because like I was like, oh, I got 4 of them done, and then Halloween happened and I couldn't get this one out before Halloween or on Halloween like I had planned, and then I felt kind of defeated. But then a couple days later I was like, you know what, screw it, I want to finish it. It's the last one. I'm gonna just try to get it done. And I found, you know, decided to do this build, and here we are. It took me, you know, a week after Halloween, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, but I'm really thinking I'm digging like what about Christmas stories that are like terrifying? I don't know. I'll see if I can come up with something, see what's out there. If you have any recommendations for spooky build stories or series that you'd like to see me do, leave a comment, because I'm always looking to get more ideas. I mean, I have plenty of ideas. It's me like actually doing them that's the problem usually, but I'm always willing to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys want to see. Like I did the Ohio State Reformatory because one of my mods and community members, Genetic Emo, recommended it. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a really cool build. And that that one, I'm the most proud of like the architecture of it, I think. The interior was difficult because it was like a prison, so like it was hard. It was hard to make the interior great in that one, but I was proud of like how it looks in the end. And this one, like I spent so much time trying to match everything and trying to have a good variety of like colors. And like the thing is like, yeah, I pretty much had to make up a lot of the rooms here. I added a bar room right there just because I don't know why, don't ask. I needed something to go here. I didn't want to do another like lounge. I feel like there's like 3 lounges in this house. I don't even know. Don't worry about it. Oh, and then I made a nice little patio in the back. I thought that was cute. I don't know. Okay, so the way the actual house works is that it's kind of like bigger than this even, but I cut off the part that I could mainly see and then just kind of improvised on the back end of it. Like the house was like longer and looked over into the courtyard and was like really weird. And I was like, there's not enough pictures to really see the exact shape of it. So I did it based off of the shape that I saw and could have references for. So, and floor plan is not accurate either because I could not find a floor plan layout. Well, I did, but then it was weird. Like the only floor plans I found were like really old and like didn't have the detail and like they were very confusing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just kind of like the first floor I think is close to floor plan and the second and third floors are just all just whatever I felt like doing. You know what you gotta do in these builds. But yeah, like I said, I have a lot of stuff planned. I have a lot of Sims ideas. We do have World of Warcraft Shadowlands coming out on the 23rd. I will hopefully be streaming some of that. I haven't played WoW in a while, and I haven't streamed it in even longer. So I don't know if anyone would be interested in watching me play or hanging out for that, but I probably will at least maybe the week that it comes out and see how we feel about it. But definitely on my plan is Assassin's Creed next week, and then Snowy Escape. And I think on my schedule, I want to do a mermaid random genetics challenge. And then every room is a different time limit challenge, which I think would be quite fun. I've seen people do it where you have a wheel that has like 1 minute to 10 minutes, and every room you build has to only take you however many minutes that you roll. And I think that would be a good, because if you haven't seen the 10-minute build challenges that I've done a couple of, I'm really bad when I'm under a time crunch. Like I love taking my time, testing things, making sure it matches right. So yeah, we're just gonna see what we can do. I want to get as much Sims content, as much other content. I want to stream more. So I'm trying to stream about 2 days a week minimum. But next week I'm going to be streaming like 6 days probably because Assassin's Creed and Snowy Escape. So I think maybe 5, but like on my schedule it's 6, but we'll see how we feel. We'll see how it goes and how I feel. If I can just get lost in Valhalla, then I'll probably stream a lot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. I know I was supposed to stream tonight, but I just couldn't because I'm here still working on this house. It's just about done. I'm very happy with it. I like this little patio I did in the back. They did, because like I said, they had a courtyard and like the house was built kind of around the courtyard, like further, and like I couldn't tell the exact shape. So I just cut it off and was like, I just put the courtyard, but then I didn't do the rest more of the house because I just didn't know what I would put in it and how it actually looked. So some landscaping, throwing some trees and bushes, made like little flower box to line everything. I don't know why I kind of was testing different stuff. It looks okay in the end, I think. I just kind of put a bunch of flowers in and then finally got a pattern I liked and went with it for the whole box, kind of, I think. Yeah, it wasn't bad. We're nearing the end. Can you believe it? I hope everyone's surviving this crazy time in our world and election week, and you're staying safe and healthy. I'm trying my best too as well. And I don't know. I'm happy to make content again, I guess. I'm just still trying to get fully there. Oh, I forgot. Look at that beautiful house. I do the fun little like video. Instead of screenshots, I'm doing this video walkthrough of it. So I hope you guys like this part. I don't know. Let me know if you think it's cool or you'd rather just see screenshots. I think it's more like immersive, like you're actually in it. So it's not perfect. Like camera angles are kind of hard, but I think it's quite fun. Like, I want to live there. I love this bar. This little lounge bar room is just so cute. I don't know. I just kind of threw it together. Wouldn't you love just sitting on that patio? That's just like a perfect view. The creepy mountains and everything. Love it. See, like, I don't know. I'm pretty proud of this build. Like, the layout is a little funky. I know. I had to tweak a lot. A lot of things moved. This living room even changed shape a little bit than it was at first, because and then this corner here where the doors are, it was squished in more. I don't know. I changed a lot. By the end of this build, I think, yeah, I don't know. But second floor, another lounge. There's so many lounges and living rooms, but like, I don't know what else to put, you know? I did like 5 bedrooms, I think, and 6 bathrooms. Or is it 6 bathrooms, 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms? I don't remember. Something like that. There's a purple bedroom. It was purple and blue. I thought it was kind of pretty. Kind of eerie. Ooh, that angle was way too fisheyed. My bad. See, I'm still learning how to use the camera tool thing. But I am pretty happy with it overall. Trying to move through these last rooms a little bit faster, I think. I was like, okay, we're almost done. Just one more floor. One more floor. Going upstairs. Let's go. I love this little piano corner. I don't know. I just need to fill the space. And I was like, you know what? A piano. And a skeleton. Because why not? Why not? And an urn. Because, yeah. Oh, the office was beautiful too. The red and black office. You can't go wrong with that. Bathrooms are... I'm kind of uninspired with bathrooms. You know? I don't know why. Is there no one else? Nice little bar. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications if you want to see more. All right, see you in another video, guys. You can download it on the gallery, LaLaurie Mansion Haunted. Thank you guys so much.